guys?
Good, how are you?
Going good.
Thank you. Can we start by saying, Shelby, you totally kicked ass.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your fighting scene, oh my goodness. You look like a natural. Did you bring in your own moves at some point?
No, actually, it was very choreographed, very like down to the kick. Everything was super choreographed. But it was my strength. The flexibility had to be there, and that was all me. So, kind of.
That was pretty awesome. That was one of my favorite scenes of yours.
Thank you.
It was so unexpected. I mean, we should have known. I mean, we see this girl training in her garage, something that we usually see only for boys doing, but such a badass.
Thank you. I love that. Kelsey is a badass. That's what I wanted for her to be portrayed as. So thank you.
You're welcome. Tyson, your first date. I mean, I hope your first date was nothing close to this first date.
Yep. It was not. It was not.
So tell me about your film, your participation here. What were one of the scenes that you were looking forward to shooting?
The big hoorah scene. Yeah, yeah. Because I don't know, I grew up as a kid, just loving action movies, and to be in something like that, be immersed, I was like, the kid inside of me was just so happy. And yeah, it was just great to be there. It was loud as hell with all the gun firing, but just made it even more real. And yeah, it just helped me out as an actor and a performer to just be like really into the moment and to pay attention, because like Shelby will tell you there's like certain instances where like they're drawing lines in the sand and, hey, don't cross this mark. We're shooting like dust balls or whatever to mimic like gunfire and stuff like that. And so it was a great time. That and just having Mike go from this very quiet, boxed up guy to like having to open all the way up there. It was great to like really start to release him. So yeah.
And for you, Shelby, which one was the scene that you looked forward to shooting?
I enjoyed one of the car scenes with Tyson, where we kind of finally get to sit down and like talk about the night. And just because that was one of our screen tests. And so I liked seeing how we progressed from when we didn't know each other at all at the screen test to like when we were filming and had been filming for a little bit. And, we had some inside jokes and stuff that we did with that. So that was fun. I liked that scene. And then also, I think everyone's answer is like the big scene at the end. It was just, I don't remember if it was 4 or 5 days of filming that, but every day was just super fun. And even though, I mean, we were there from like 6 p.m. until like 2 or 3 in the morning every night. And I mean, no one complained. It was just like such a blast. So.
Did you guys have stunt doubles for any of the scenes?
No.
No.
Oh, well, there were some driving scenes I'm not actually driving in some certain driving scenes. Other than that, we are professional.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is one of your like a first feature for both. Can you share the news when you got the call, you got the role? We can start with you, Shelby.
I actually got an email. I think it was an email, and saying, we want to offer you the role. And I was just like beside myself. And I don't think I really realized how big the role was. I think Tyson had the same reaction. Like, I don't know, like I read the script, but I just didn't really realize, I guess, that like, I'm like, oh, this is a lead role in like a feature film. So I was just super excited. I had just started acting kind of at that point. I maybe did like a handful of small like student projects around town, but that was definitely my biggest like audition, going through all the steps to get that role. That was my first time going through everything. So when I got it, I was just super, super excited and ready.
And for you, Tyson?
Oh yeah, same thing pretty much. It took the first day of shooting for me to be like, oh, this is one of the lead characters of the film. Got it. No pressure at all now. but I think the fact that me and Shelby both share the same experience as like this is our first like feature, first time really performing this hardcore, like really helped each like we just kind of helped each other out behind the set and just make all kinds of jokes or whatever. But like I think that also helped us in the film as well. And it just made it a great time, great experience. And then working with Manuel and Darren, they're just great guys and really like um, understanding of like how the story can flex in different ways. It doesn't have to be verbatim with the script. Is like, hey, okay, maybe we should change it, or like, I like what you just said there. We'll keep that and stuff like that. So it's a great time.
Yeah, we got really lucky to work with Manuel and Darren for like our first big thing because they're just super nice and just helpful, and not all directing experiences are like that, you know. But I think we were super lucky to have that be our first.
I spoke to Manuel just a few ago, and he speaks highly of you guys. So, good job. I also mentioned to him what a big task he took on. And not only that, but it was one of those films where I was supporting, Mike and Kelsey, but it's one of those films where you're kind of torn between rooting which villain, which group.
Yeah.
Did you feel the same way?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, there's so many characters too. It's like you kind of, I totally get how you feel that way too, because definitely you almost feel bad. I mean, there's one relationship I don't even think I knew in between characters until like the end in one of the villain scenarios, and then I was rooting for them, and I'm like, oh, like, I didn't even care about Mike and Kelsey at that point. I was invested in them, and I just think that's such great writing and directing that Manuel did to have such like, these different little brackets of relationships happening that we get to see and also invest in, not just the main relationship with Mike and Kelsey, but also these other, book club and the little relationships there.
I enjoy those scenes where suddenly they're talking about club and then they're talking about films and you correcting this bad guy that has a gun like pointing at you guys. You're correcting him like, no, it's a novel. Or I was just like, whoa, she's gutsy.
So gutsy. I would never in real life. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's why Kelsey is a badass, and I just
ride or die.
She is. She's super smart. I think she knew in that moment, like, something's up with this guy. Like, he's not this big, he acts tough, but maybe he's not as tough, and she took her shot when she could.
And not only a badass, but also an optimist. One of my favorite lines of yours where, you're hearing this whole story and you're looking at the bright side. Well, at least you still have your ball sack, Yes.
Always looking at the bright side. Oh my gosh. That was one of my favorite lines too. That was not in the original script either. That was definitely, that came after.
Oh, it was not in the original script?
No. Mm-mm. The ball sack kind of evolved from some improv during the phone scene. And it kind of just like, I mean, it was hilarious. And then it kind of got shifted around to that scene, but that wasn't like in our screen test or anything. That was definitely a change in script. But it was
how do you guys keep a straight face in that scene?
I
don't even know. I don't think we did. I think Tyson laughed. Definitely.
Yeah. There's a lot of I guess outtakes because I kept laughing in a lot of scenes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a goofball naturally, I guess. And like Manuel would just be like, dude, just breathe and relax so we can get the shot. Yep. But I was always laughing.
Another a few of the fun scenes that I enjoyed, I was like laughing, very entertained, was one of yours, Tyson's, a few that you had with the deputies. I mean, the duo they had was unbelievable. It was so perfect. What was it like for you filming those scenes?
It was fun because talking to those guys behind the set, like Oh my God, they're really funny. So like when they're serious or taking it serious in the film in the story when we take, it was just like at first it was hard. It was like you're both you guys are goofballs, and then they're like really like stern with me and all this stuff. And, okay, gotta focus and see where I'm at right now. But yeah, it was fun. Sure.
And now to finalize, what are you taking away with you after this whole experience? Shelby?
For me, I just feel like manifest your dreams, because when I first read this script, when I first met Manuel and Darren, I just like some part in me just knew that this wasn't just gonna go like unseen. This movie, this project, I just had a gut feeling about it, and I think when you're an actor or an actress, like there's so many judgments on you, for one, about, oh, your dream is unrealistic, and I'm sure Manuel and Darren have heard it too, as far as being directors and writers and stuff. But and I got a lot of that, and I just kind of flew past it, which is hard to do when you're just kind of, Sacramento is not LA, or big city. I mean, it is big city, but it's not like LA. And so when you say you're putting in all these days, I mean, we shot for months, missed out on stuff because I was filming and things like that. And when you tell people it's for a movie, they're just like, okay, nice,
Yeah.
but you could just hear the judgment. And it's just so amazing to have just kept a positive mentality about it and just believed in it so much. And then to see where it is today, I'm just so happy for Manuel and Darren, because I just wanted nothing less for them. They were amazing. And I'm just taken away from this whole experience, like, your manifest your dreams and stay positive, because like you just never know what can happen.
Right. And for you, Tyson, what are you taking away from this experience?
So always believe in yourself and never give up on yourself. Pretty much.
And I'm sure people are going to enjoy the film as much as I did. We needed a little bit of a comedy, dark, odd film. So this is it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks so much.
You're welcome.